A lot of people are talking about this Nate Diaz thing, Jorge. Uh, do things like this happen? Do people? I feel like people would test you. You're a fighter, and people want to prove that they're tough.
Yeah,
Uh, does that happen when you're out? Do people do things like that?
yeah, definitely. So I'm just like I roll sometimes with a lot of security guards.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I roll with even more security guards for these reasons. And people might get it mistaken because you might not see who's got my back up till it's too late. But also at the same time, you can't run up on nobody. That guy ran up on Nate from the
Yeah.
video. I don't know the whole.
Yeah, that's what Nate says too. That like
Yeah,
I've talked to people, they say Nate was just kind of
yeah,
chilling, and this guy came to him, and he just
yeah.
defended himself.
And there's nothing wrong in that. Like, yeah, it doesn't look good on TV and this and that, but
Sure.
when it's you against somebody, you have no idea if this guy's got a knife in his pocket, if he's gonna fucking pepper spray, then kick you in the nuts. Because obviously this guy is not in the right mind if he's attacking a pro fighter. So I just don't like it that people think because we're pro fighters this and that we're not supposed to defend ourselves. No, man, we have to defend ourselves. It's a cold world out there. Biden's announcements, just we the people, uh say that please, you're not doing a service for us, you're doing a disservice, you're destroying this country where we are war where I don't care about your skin color, your
Yeah.
ethnicity, your freaking religious views. Like where we were at 2 3 years ago was better for everybody. They talk about many things about the Republican Party, but at the end of the day, if somebody's providing for you, allowing you to fish and be able to feed your pack and your family, that person probably more than likely wants you to make it in life
Yeah.
rather than the people that are promising these things and doing the complete opposite and just taking more and more of our freedoms, our liberty, and our liberty to create money for ourselves. So I think one party is obviously lying and one party is saying the truth because the facts show it. The lowest unemployment rate for Latinos and blacks was President Trump of all time. This is talking about like all time.
Right.
So the things that people say like on Trump, like, man, he's too mean on Twitter, this and that, like get the fuck over your feelings, man. When you play like a sport, coach is gonna tell you go do these fucking 2 extra laps because you showed up late and that's it. Don't nobody give a fuck about how woke you are, what side of the bed you woke up on. It's just shut up and get it done. Maybe a lot of people don't like that, but so fucking what? It's results show. The whole world is talking like a fucked up twist, right? Like you turned off the TV and you turn it on now. We're about to go in World War III. Nobody's even talking about it in the press because it's so fucked up. We got to go on about our lives and live our lives, but
Would you ever run, Jorge?
no, no, that's not my.
I'm not saying president or something, but you're so beloved, and I can tell how passionate you are when you talk about this stuff. So I get you're not like the prototypical candidate, but
I would definitely just endorse those candidates that cannot be swayed, that have the right moral compass to fight for freedom, liberty, and that are patriots, God-loving individuals, and fearing of like love the Constitution, man. Because if you don't like the Constitution, you coming with all that crazy shit now to try to destroy this country. I can't fuck with you, man. But me running up personally, no. But I'll definitely endorse those that I think are actually coming to get it and being a patriot.
hey, and I'm sure your endorsement means a lot, an absolute lot to these politicians.
Even my favorite president said that my endorsement means a lot in politics. That big man himself said that.
It looks like you're enjoying retired life. Is that an accurate assessment?
That's what the rumors say, brother. But just one part of me is retired, which is prize fighting at the highest stakes against the best in the world. But as far as life goes, man, I still got a lot to do and a lot to accomplish. So on that part, yeah, I'm definitely retired. But I'm still getting after, man. I still work out. I still do this. I still do that. I got to keep the blood moving. I already have one workout in the morning. I get my second one in today. And it's just mandatory because that's all I know. That's all I've done my whole life. So I can't just also stop working out because I think I'll literally go nuts or something.
So you will always be in shape. There's never going to be a day where Jorge Masvidal is not training, even if you're not fighting.
I might get like fucking Pillsbury dope boy fat, but I'll always be training. I'll always train. It's just too ingrained to me. It's too much into my hardwire not to like activate the body, get those hormones released,
Yeah.
the HGH going through your body to stop everything that happens when you work out, all those dopamines that get released. I need to feel that every day.
I've obviously never had a fight. I have to imagine it's such an emotional thing, Jorge, though. You put everything into going there and winning. Has anything changed the way your mindset, the way your thinking goes in the 2.5 weeks or so since the fight? Or are you still in the same place? Like, hey, I'm done.
I'm done, man. It just there's a lot of things that I still do very well. Like for this camp alone, my general conditioning in a lot of aspects came better. My mile got down. My 800s got slightly better. My laps on the down and back in the pool, my swimming got better as well.
Wow.
You know, on certain weightlifting things, I got a little higher in the short camp that we did the stuff, like doing weighted pull-ups and things like that. So on
Yeah.
a physical level, I know I'm still good. But there's a connection from here to here, right? Like that quick ass response time where I felt like forever God had gifted me in this and I had this way better than most. Now it's not the same. And from here to here, that information is like a little bit lagged. So now I'm like kind of second guessing on the distance, on the range, things like that. If that was still intact, I'd still be able to fight because my body's like healthy, and I could still, I still got speed once I'm going, but I just feel that when the bullets are firing, I can't see how I used to see, you know what I'm saying? And I've been doing this since I'm 18, taking the pro blows. I was doing that since a kid, so it's been the funnest ride. I get more messages like, why are you retiring? You still young, you can still fight more than anything.
Really?
Yeah. That's a good 30-40% of the messages I've been receiving. I'm trying to, now that I'm not fighting, I'm trying to respond to the fans a lot more, getting on there and sending messages back. But that's the main factor, because I got injuries, but it's nothing crazy like that I can't work through.
And that's something, Jorge, that doesn't come back, right? That's just as a
That's
guy who just hit 40, like that's just something that happens, right? As you get older.
Yeah, that's the thing. At 34, 35, I could see those bullets in slow motion. I started to hit 37, 38, I would notice it in the gym, but it wasn't, it was like, oh, maybe I had an off day. But it just like little things that I never used to get touched with or hit. So I definitely feel that it's been the funnest roller coaster I've ever ridden, the best experience I've had, what's led me to have everything that I got going on, what's led me into the next phase of my life, which is promoting fights and putting on the best fights that I can. So I'm definitely excited about that and everything that actual fighting has learned me, from how to set a task and then meet that task and get it accomplished, how you might have to delegate tasks off to different individuals like coaches and then retouch with them and see what's happening here and see what's happening there. So I feel like I've learned so much in fighting that I'm nothing but thankful to God Almighty and the sport, the UFC, Dana White, Hunter, everybody over there for allowing me to do what I did for so many years.
What's the goal as far as being a promoter? What do you want to do with Game Bred Boxing?
With
Yeah, and
Game
fighting too.
Gamebred Boxing. I also got a show May 5th. Gamebred Bare Knuckle. First sanctioned event in history in Florida. Taking off the gloves, man. So
Congratulations.
it's just a little cast and they're going to war. And I got MMA legends, UFC badasses, ex-UFC, ex-PFL guys, ex-Bellator guys, all taking off the gloves, getting in there and throwing down. Happening in my beautiful South Florida where I got my start. Rest in peace to Kimbo Slice and Icy Mike that put me in those backyards. And that's how I got a good start. And I always felt like, man, I always wanted to do a bare knuckle league. Give everybody a taste of what I did, because those fans I feel from the bare knuckle days stuck with me all through my career now. So I feel like they're the most like loyal fans, and it's just a different connection. When you see somebody with no gloves taking it and giving it, it's just like, how raw that person is,
Right.
literally. So I'm bringing the same platform to all the fighters now.
Man, I remember before I ever heard of Jorge Masvidal, I literally watched you, Jorge, because I used to be addicted to watching the fights with Kimbo and obviously yourself too. And um, that's got to be really cool to be doing it near the same area where you fought on the streets where there was no fanfare, and now to actually be bringing a sanctioned event. That's amazing. On top of, by the way, bringing a UFC card to Florida, obviously something that hadn't been done in 20 years. You were there as a kid, and then you bring it back. Now Dana says we want to keep going back to Miami regularly. I mean, I can't help but feel that this is a lot to do with you.
Sure, yes, absolutely, sir. I love it, man, and Done it for so long. It came around. Miami wasn't all that into combat. I would say like 6, 7 years ago was starting to pick up, and then the last like 5 years it's been through the roof. You know, especially we've had so many great athletes come out of South Florida and represent us on the world stage. Um, and just happy that I'm throwing this event May 5th, man. You know,
Could you see yourself
all
doing
the people.
could you see yourself even as an exhibition doing a bare
No,
knuckle or against
no,
somebody who was maybe they're
no.
in the same age range?
The thing with me and the bare knuckle is in my career wearing gloves, I've had numerous hand issues, like
Okay.
one after another, after another, after another, and after another. So going bare knuckle wouldn't be the best thing for me because in this hand probably be like complete mush, you know. So I probably couldn't do bare knuckle, brother. You know, though I'd love to get in and do some bare
Is
knuckle.
it like the old days?
You know, it's just 20 years of pro fighting, man. It does a lot.
You've punched a lot of people over those years. So if anything, it sounds like boxing is probably the best way to go.
If I was, yeah, because I always wanted to do something in
I
boxing
know.
before I quits. I had one pro fight, and the majority of my upbringing was spent like in boxing, and then later like wrestling and all this other stuff. So I in out of the arts, out of martial arts, it is the one that came the most with ease. I mean, like a fish in water out of like wrestling, jujitsu, kicking, boxing. Boxing's the thing that I had the most natural, you know. So I would definitely like to get a boxing match in there, but I'm not ruling that out. But as of right now, I'm focusing on promoting, man. Just promote, promote, promote. Put on the best fights possible. Get people to forget about their whole week during that 2 hour span of just good fights back to back, and just get to relax and you know take the
Hey,
stress of the day off, man.
or hey, if people want to get information about your promotion, where do they go?
May 5th, Dylan Kleckler, 10-0 as an amateur with 10 knockouts, 11-1 as a pro with 10 knockouts versus Big Country Roy Nelson coming with big power and a big belly. 19 finishes, 16 of them by knockout. I'm talking about big power, man. He says he gets it from his belly, and I believe him, man, because this guy beats, man. And wait up. We're talking about bare knuckle. We took the gloves off these boys, so the fists are gonna fly. We got the light heavyweight PFL champion, ex light heavyweight PFL
Wow.
champion, versus Marcus Perez from American Top Team. We got like a mixture of UFC, ex-UFC guys versus ex-PFL guys, ex-Bellator guys versus ex-UFC guys as well. So it's like it was very fun creating it, and also like on the back end to know like who's kind of keeping the tabs, like who's got the better talent out there, you know, in a way. So it's just it's gonna be interesting to see these guys take the gloves off. We got a lot of submission grappling specialists that what they like to do is finish. And I'm telling you, when these gloves come off, the finishes go through the right, man. It's easier to sink in that chokehold. It's a better grip for the arm because you don't have the hand wraps plus these
Right.
fucking pads, you know.
Right.
So a lot of the grapplers are into it, and I'm looking forward. Next time I come on here to break the next card, I have a very big grappling superstar that's gonna shock the world when people find out that he's coming to fight for us bare knuckle. We will keep you posted. We're gonna drop that for you on the next one, on the next card. It's gonna blow a lot of heads in the grappling world.